I love this, look, made in Yugoslavia. I pose to you all now a question. What happens when you're working on a rare Proton project and you need some parts that are virtually impossible to find? Well, one of the best things about being on the internet is the community of car people that I seem to have found in my life for many different reasons. Enter then Mick from Mechanic Garage, who has reached out to me and said, John, you know those really rare Proton parts you're looking for? Well, I've been and found you some. Come with me then as I drive the hour north to go and see Mick from Mechanic Garage, who's also on YouTube, for I think my first collaboration, and to collect some incredibly rare Proton parts that I need to complete not only my Proton Wira project, but also an upcoming project which none of you know about. It's a glorious afternoon then in Lincolnshire, and like I said in the introduction, my journey is about an hour. I'm in the snail van and I've had to actually postpone going to see Mick for ages because, well, my exhaust dropped off, and you've seen that video on the channel. It's about an hour to his house. I'm leaving on a Saturday afternoon. It's about 4 o'clock. So by the time I get there, 5 o'clock. Mick has got some awesome things, and if you follow his channel, you will see that he has just picked up a Yugo, of all things, from the team at 6D Diesels. So it's our whole YouTube collaboration today. If you're watching and following the Wira project so far, you will know then that we've fitted a new fuel pump, we've flushed all that fueling system, new fuel filter, new exhaust, we've done all the wheels, we've done all the variable valve timings, or the adjustable valve timing I should say, we've fixed the central locking, and we've got it booked in for an MOT. But wheel trims are one thing that I have not got so far. Now, the car, being the E3 model, should have special Wira E3 limited edition super duper wheel trims. They're called Orion by Proton. Where the hell am I going to find a set of those? Impossible. I'm not going to find a set of those. So the next best thing is original Proton Wira turbine trims. They're the same trims that were fitted to things like the Satria and the Jumbuck as well. But again, finding a good set of those is nigh on impossible. My Satria series, I think I had 2 out of 4 good wheel trims on that car, and it's gonna be difficult. Mick has sourced some courtesy of a visit to a scrapyard, I think, and when we get there we'll hopefully have a chat with him. And Al at 6D Diesels as well has dedicated, is that the right word? Donated, that's the right word, 4 of his wheel trims from his Jumbuck on his channel to me as well. So keeping the Proton prints on board, that's the way to do it, isn't it? Bribe me with stuff. An hour later I have arrived, and as promised, the man of the hour, Mick. Hello. From Mechanic Garage.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Good. Before I grab the holy grail of wheel trims, can I have a tour, please, of the collection?
Of course you can.
Tell us about it all, Mick. Show us round.
Right, ignoring the work van, because that's just a work van. The Volvo, long-going project on the channel. I found it by mistake, or by accident, shall we say. About to be scrapped. It was outside a scrapyard. One grabs things with a claw. The old guy passed away. He'd been stood around for nearly 20 years, and a bit of a soft spot for him. I had a few in the past, and it looked too good to scrap, and it is. Just got a little bit of welding to finish, and it'll be on the road.
People that know me know that I'm not a fan of these slabby old Volvos, probably because I don't know much about them. What is it? It's a Volvo...
Volvo 740 GLE.
Okay.
They came out in 1982 in the UK. They're very Americanised looking, and they were pretty much the car that saved Volvo. They needed a car, and the late 70s they designed it.
It's got a great style, hasn't it, as you say?
They're very slab-sided. They were very American styling. and they dated really quickly. The saloons are a lot rarer than the estates because obviously they were antique dealers using for years, and now they've got the cool thing with drifting. So
really?
all the 940s and 740 turbos now are usually getting drifted or sent and abused.
Where's the interior then?
The interior is in our back bedroom because I took it out to redo the roof lining.
Okay.
It just needs a good vax and clean up from being 20 years of dust and muck falling out of the roof.
So what's the plan with it?
It's just finish it off, resurrect it, save it, and sell it.
You're going to sell it? It's
Yeah,
not something you're
it's
keeping?
basically, the car tax rates have gone up. It's in the higher band of the PLG side of things. And unfortunately, it's 2.3 automatic. And I had one before, a manual, that only ever did 23 to the gallon, no matter how you drove it.
But considering it's been stood for all those years...
I've literally jet washed the green muck off it once,
Yeah,
nearly a year ago.
It's incredible. I'm going to go have a look around this this side of it. And the blue, that's like a baby powder blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's changed colour a little bit. There's areas of it, like this bit here where it's had a sun visor on the roof all the time.
Yeah.
That's the original colour. This is a bit silver, faded slightly.
Okay.
I'm hoping it'll polish up slightly. It's a bit of discoloration in lacquer.
Yeah.
But it's
should be
dragged
all right.
on a little bit longer than I thought.
It's a brilliant old thing. And look at the size of this boot here. 740 GLE. No, do you know what? I prefer it from behind. Put that on a t-shirt. This sort of angular end from behind is to me more exciting than the front. But what a great story! And it's good that you're going to save it.
Yeah, I mean, they just look too good. I went to get some work done on the van, and it was in the scrapyard opposite. So I went back the following day. Well, I went in that day straight away and spoke to him, and went back the next day and fetched it.
That, please. That.
I'll have one of those.
What is hiding here in the garage?
That is a Skoda Estelle.
Yes.
Was a 120, as in 1200.
Yes.
And is now a 180, as in 1.8 16 valve Rover K-series. It's been off the road.
What?
Yeah. You heard it right. It's been off the road 3 years now. I built it. Well, I basically bought it. It was another one that came out of a garage for elderly guy owned it, gave up driving years ago.
Yeah.
It got passed around a couple of people. I bought it off a friend of mine. And I ran it a year standard. And then the second year, after a few beers, I thought, well, why don't I make it faster? I had a Mark 1 Cavalier at the same time. And it was like, they're all a bit slow. My mate was, why don't you sell that and make this one faster? So we did.
So can I look at the K-series engine? If I just come through here.
It's all a bit in bits, but the interior and everything's all changed. Everything's changed, and it's getting a bit of work done.
Holy moly, look at that. So the engineering behind the engine swap, you've done it all yourself?
I got the adapter plate and flywheel adapter from my mate Kieran Jackson. He makes those. The rest of it is all myself. Custom made inlet manifold specifically for this car. Standalone ignition ECU, all mappable. It's putting out about 140 horsepower in about 850 kilograms or so.
What a bonkers thing. I'm disappointed you decided to take the Rover branding off.
I did
off
have
the, top there.
the original Rover branding plastic one for a while, but when the lettering's embossed, so when I tried sanding it off, all it did is opened up the holes underneath, so I had to wrap it in black vinyl.
Right, okay.
So then I found that, and I thought, well, that's definitely going to get me more questions at car shows. It's essentially the same as the similar Caterham engine or the Lotus Elise early ones.
Yes.
Where they were 120 horsepower, this is about 145. So.
Thumbs up for Wakefield, by the way, my favourite place. Is the car is originally from Wakefield?
It's Leeds registered.
Right.
My Skoda Favourite had those plates on, so
Okay.
I had the deal because this had a rear end at some point, hence the really bodgy back end.
Yes.
I got a set of replica plates made with the same dealer on, which was a local dealer near me.
Cool.
When I was a kid, so.
I've noticed the big hole then.
Yes.
Is that something that's a work in progress?
Yeah. It's been a work in progress for about 2 years. This area here got worse and worse.
Yeah.
And it turns out, if you repair a car in the 90s, you don't weld the panels on, you stick them on with mastic.
Yes.
So this had all gone rusty between the two. It started to separate. I then spot welded through, filled it just to keep it going.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where I needed to find a repair panel which has come off another one that'll fit and replace all that rotten area.
Yeah, brilliant.
Put the rear wing back on, join them up, put it in. It's a horrible job I don't want to do. Hence,
it's one of those.
It's been there for a long time.
It's one of those jobs. I get those jobs. One of those jobs is I get those jobs where I just think, do you know what, I really need to do that. You got to really be in the right frame of mind to do it.
Well, it's booked in for a car show at Great Yarmouth in June, I think it is. So it's got to be done by then.
Okay.
I've got 3 other YouTube channels want to feature it. One for a dyno, one for a what is it? Let's have a look and drive it. Yeah. And Hubnut.
Okay.
You might have heard of him. It's only a small channel.
No. So Up and Down, I'm guessing, wants to put it on his dyno.
Yeah.
Who wants to drive it?
Matt Beard of Twin Engine Corsa.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
He's seen it and went, yeah, we like that. Yeah. And I said to him, April or May, it'll be done last year. Yeah. And it never happened. So.
And obviously Hubnut as well.
This year it should be done. If I get on with it, it's probably 3 or 4 hours work. And then it's all rock solid. It's just reinstating where it should be, cutting this off.
Cutting that.
And it looks awful. It was done for ages. But it's a little bit different inside as well.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's take a look inside.
Because the power it's got and the speed it launches, the seats weren't strong enough. They'd only got a locker on one side runner, so the adjusters were only on one side. So when you launched it, the seat would twist. I did break the crossmember once, and the launch was that hard, it pulled the steering column an inch out of the dashboard. Okay. So I figured that I needed something a little bit more substantial.
Too much power.
Too much power, and not enough security. But these are all now on custom subframes. They're out of a Corsa, I think 2003. They've got the same similar white lines down the originals had. Okay. They're a lot safer, a lot stronger, a lot more comfortable. Yeah, they look it. They do look it. They're fitted, and the rear seats fit the same with the tip-out base that folds over. Brilliant. They were a pain to fit. Usable. I like it. Modern seats don't fit old cars. They're a completely different design. I haven't failed to notice the white thing on the drive. I'm going to leave that till last. The little white one. I'm going to leave that till last, if that's okay. Well, if you sort of head down past your van, you keep it out of shot. Head down past... Oh, wow. The Royal Snail. Head down. Look at that. Look, what a beautiful sunset picture of the Royal Snail, even though I've got my toilet rolls hanging out the back door. Right, there we go. Look, let's take a look at that. I've done that as a picture. You go. All right, come on then. Let's have a look at this, because this is base spec brilliance all the way from Wartburg, Germany, right? Yeah. Germany. Yeah, in the shadow of Wartburg Castle, Eisenach. In what was East Germany. Absolutely bonkers, and that is a lovely sunset behind it. Yeah, we get a lot of those here. We've really come to the middle of nowhere to have a good old look around. Tell me about your Wartburg, please. It's one of the very last. They were two-stroke right up and 3-cylinder two-stroke right up until 1988. Okay. And they're doing a bit of a deal with Volkswagen to run or to produce and be able to use their little 4-cylinder 1.3 that used to get in Golfs, Polos of the time. It's not the same engine, although everybody says it's a Polo engine. It's not. It's very similar, but they're not interchangeable. So it's basically a 4-cylinder, 4-stroke transverse 4-speed box. The 3-cylinder 2-stroke went out in 88, and then the Berlin Wall came down in 89. So the market suddenly disappeared to Hungary and Eastern Europe, really, where they'd all been pre-ordered. 1991, 4th of April, the last one was built. General Motors bought the factory and started building the Vectra. So you're absolutely right. It is a really late one on the G-Reg. Is it an 89 or a 90? It's a 90. It's a late 90, but when you import a car, they go for the earlier reg, so it potentially could have been a H. Okay. There is one H reg that a friend of mine owns, and it's a yellow estate, and it's an estate. He won it from RetroShite. Okay, yeah. You may have seen it on there, but he won it years ago, and he didn't know what to do with it, so he's basically... been doing bits there now and then. What an absolute beauty. I drove it to Eisenach last year, 2,500 kilometres there and back. Actually out to East Germany with it. They have a massive show every year in the town. How many of these still exist? Like in the Germany? UK, there's about 20 of them, and most of them were imported in 2018. Okay. Used in film work. So a lot of them got dressed up as police cars, and some got smashed up and things, but we know of about 20 that exist. That's brilliant. And the majority of them, in fact nearly all, are G-ATL, which is a leftover Lincoln reg that you get for cars that era. What a brilliant thing. Base spec brilliance on the Wartburg. My question is, what is it like to drive? And why? Not actually that bad. The reason why is because retro classics, things like that, have got stupid money. These haven't yet. So you can buy odd things that get you more interest and more people talking to you for less money.
Insert Proton here. Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's one of the reasons that I like my Protons, because
They're just odd and unusual, and you get more. You can drive a 40 grand car and nobody even notice it.
yeah, absolutely.
Whereas you drive that, and people are like, I did have one guy in Leicester, because it's left-hand drive.
Yeah.
They all were.
Oh, of course, I didn't spot it.
Yeah, they only made it left-hand drive, so.
I didn't spot it. Is it open?
I don't think so.
No,
it might be.
that's fine. Don't worry. We can see that it's left-hand drive anyway in there.
But yeah, I pulled up some traffic lights, had my arm out the window, it was like summer, and this guy looked it up and down, went, "Is that Russian?" I went, "No, East Germany." Went, "Good," and drove off. And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "It's a good job we want a larder."
It looks a bit larder, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's Eastern Bloc cars. We're all functional.
It looks Eastern Bloc, Slavic. FSO Polonaise, styly,
Yeah,
Germanic. Yeah, as you say, it's got that look of it. No bratwurst or sauerkraut left in this vehicle overnight. I absolutely love that. And been to Rustival, which is good news.
yeah. I'll be going back again this year, so if you're there, keep an eye out for it.
I am there this year. What I'm taking is a top secret mission. In fact, actually, by the time people see this video, it will have already been over and done with.
Yeah.
But great, thanks for showing me that. And last but not least, please, can I drive it away?
It would drive away.
Take a look at it. Well, not with that flat tyre. You'd have to pump my tyre up for me.
I've pumped it up every day, and every morning you come back out, it's flat again.
Oh, do you know
I think
what?
the sidewall's full of holes.
Is it the sidewalls, or do you think that the bead is just...
It may just be rusty bead, but
rusty
the
bead.
sidewall is definitely, as Al at 60 Diesel would say, he's definitely leaving the chat.
Well,
because that's where it came from.
That leads us nicely then,
Yeah.
absolutely, on to...
I saw it on one of his videos
This
about
car.
getting on for a year ago, and it then got put away. And I just, after a few beers, as normally, sent a message. And he said, "Yep, if you want it, come and get it."
So it's a Yugo
Tempo, which was the very last branded name of them. They were 45A, 45 horsepower.
Can I shut the tailgate?
Yeah, of course.
Is it gonna? I didn't want to lock the keys in.
No,
so we can see the boxy brilliance of the back of the Yugo.
One key fits all, apart from ignition, which is different.
It's such.
I mean, they were
a little
renowned,
beauty.
if you look online, one of the worst, or potentially the worst car ever made, but they're not.
What, the Yugo Tempo?
Yeah, the Yugo in general. They imported them to America for a short term. Malcolm Bricklin got hold of them and thought these would be great. And they were selling them for $4,000 at the time. And they were sold here, I think they were $2,995 brand new on the road. But the problem with them is they're so cheap, nobody actually looked after them. They just drove them because they didn't want to spend any money fixing it because it was so cheap.
$2,995 brand new.
Yep.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that was back in the 80s, I guess. This is one of the very last as a K-Reg 92.
What a beautiful
Simple
plastic
sea of
rubberized
grey.
dash. And you joke though, but it is beautiful. And I'm guessing the Blaupunkt stereo was not a standard.
They are dealer fit.
Yeah, I thought there would be a dealer
And if you look at the passenger door speaker, that's what happens to them over time. They dissolve.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I couldn't get any Blaupunkt speakers that still fit the hole because they've got larger and they wouldn't fit the recess. So I had to go Pioneer. Sort of, I don't know if that's an upgrade or not.
I know that the work you're doing on the Yugo is on your channel.
Yes.
What have you had to do? Because the last time I saw this car was on the back of your trailer. I don't think it had any of the glass in it.
No, this window, because we think it was a council clearance, this window had been broken and then had some vinyl crash wrap put over it. That had then split and dried up and it was an absolute pain to take off. Parcel shelf, I got that. Bought a new set of tyres, full new exhaust. I found a new old stock parts supplier who used to be a Yugo dealer at Huttoft near Skegness.
Yes.
I was thinking I'd have to go to Serbia for parts, and I found some less than an hour away.
That's incredible.
Nice guy.
Isn't it?
He lives opposite where the Yugo dealer was that he ran, and when it all closed and shut down, and because of certain disagreements over that area, they stopped importing them in the early 90s, and this is one of the very last ones. We don't think there's any L reg around. I think K is as new as they get.
So what parts have you managed to source just off the shelf from an old Yugo dealer?
Clutch cable, handbrake, clutch cable, stop light switch, exhaust clamp, full new old stock exhaust, full fuel pump, all brand new in the packets, new parcel shelf that turned out to be the wrong one. We swapped it for the correct shape one.
I can't believe...
He's basically got a container full, and he's been just dishing parts out to most of the people on YouTube that got Yugos either know of him or have had parts off him.
He's the Yugo man.
He is.
Excellent. Shout out to the Yugo man in Huttoft. What's his name?
I don't know.
The Yugo
I can't remember.
man in Huttoft. That's brilliant. And
I can't remember his name now.
Personal question. The parts pricing reasonable?
Yes, very.
So it's not as if he knows he's got a monopoly of parts.
I think he realises that there's more parts in his shed than for our cars that still exist.
Yes.
He said to me with the clutch cables, he's like, I've got more clutch cables here than there's cars left, so I'll never sell them if you want one. And he just gave us it.
Perfect.
So things like that. The window wasn't the cheapest one, but he says it's the last one he's got.
Yep.
And I wasn't going to get one anywhere else.
No.
It wasn't stupid money.
No.
It was just.
It's not. That's nice to hear because he could potentially just
monopolise
cash in,
it. Yeah,
basically.
exactly. Could do. Yeah. But he's not doing it at all.
Yeah, and I'm finding that with Proton Satria GTI parts at the moment.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to get hold of good quality parts, and the people that have got them want silly money for them.
Yeah, because they know you're not going to find them anymore.
Exactly. A set of floor mats, 200 quid. And even me.
That's 50 quid to put your feet on each one.
Exactly. Top super duper famous YouTuber. That's a joke, by the way. Can't afford £200 for some floor mats. I'm surprised you managed to get a new old stock exhaust. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Considering I've just had to put a new exhaust on my van, and that was a nightmare to find one of those. The fact that you found an exhaust for a Yugo Tempo. What a great name. What's the plan with this one then, Mick?
Same again, resurrect it, get it used. I'm going to Festival of the Unexceptional in it.
Never heard of that. What's that all about?
It's a little show. There's only about 20, 30 cars go, but it's all to do with low rent cars,
yes,
oddball stuff, and just things that disappeared that used to be everywhere.
Yeah. No.
So this fits that criteria perfectly.
I love the fact that it's original, really. It doesn't look like it's ever had any paint.
It's had no paint. It's had minimal care over its life, I think. It's been driven. It's done nearly 70,000 miles, so it's not a low mileage thing. It's been driven.
Not been sat in Mr. Miggins's garage.
No, we think it was. As I say, it was sat outside and left.
Yep.
And then it may have got cleared. It was been through Silver Lake car salvage. Somebody bought it, and then it ended up in Dorset. And then I ended up sending an email and going to fetch it. So,
what a wally! But I love you for it.
There's many things that have happened after a few cans of beer.
All the patina. You're not going to paint the car, right?
No, not at all. The only thing I'm doing is you get the big rusty marks, but then you get the stain around it.
Yes.
I'm just polishing all that off just to tidy it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially that side because it's been dribbling down the side.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a never-ending battle.
So once that's off and it's polished, the polish on the rusty bits will preserve it a little.
As people will find in upcoming videos, because I'm filmed right the way up to Christmas, with the GTI, it's a never-ending battle, but it does really improve it and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Once you get the staining off, the rusty bits disappear from the prominence. They're not as obvious.
Can I see the engine?
Yes.
What an incredible thing.
It's tiny.
600cc?
903.
No, all right.
They're Fiat-based. They're basically a Fiat.
Does the engine tip forward? Oh no, it doesn't tip forward. I thought it tipped forward. I can see where you've been working on this.
Yeah, I just tested it. Just literally. I mean, the detail is if anybody's watching it, they'd have cried. I just literally dusted it off to get any grit off.
Yeah. And
then just machine polished the rust off.
And you've done a grand job. You can see where you've been anyway. And actually,
yeah. Well, that was a good thing. It makes a massive difference without doing that massive amount of effort.
What are you using on there?
Just Maguire's Ultimate Compound.
Yes.
And it literally gets rid of the dull paint. You can draw your fingers in.
Yeah.
And gets rid of the staining. It leaves the mucky, rusty bits.
What's the paintwork like? It's good paintwork, isn't it?
There's quite a lot of paint on it.
You can't put Maguire's on a Proton.
And wash it off.
It just goes all sticky.
Oh, right.
Same with T-cut. It doesn't like it. You've got to do test patches here and there. But oh my goodness! Hey, look at this! How brilliant is that? Wow.
Yeah, little Fiat it's not 1.3, it's a 903.
What a tiny little engine.
And they're just little revvy boxes, they work, 4-speed box.
What a massive engine bay for such a tiny engine. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. You've not considered putting something crazy. You have, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, smile.
No.
You've not considered engine swapping it.
A few years ago, I found a silver one for sale that got a Fiat X19 engine at 1.5. And I almost bought it.
Yes.
But I think, if I remember right, Storm Dennis had blown a wheelie bin across the field and stoved it into the passenger side door.
Okay.
And I couldn't find the door in silver at the time. And
Yes.
the only door I could find was he wanted 250 quid for it. And I went, I'm not even paying that for the car.
Say,
so
that's
no.
more than the car. I love this. Look, made in Yugoslavia. Excellent. My parents honeymooned in Yugoslavia back in the day. Look at that. Yugo. What a great thing. Absolutely incredible. Well, I'll tell you what, thanks for showing me round.
No problem at all.
I've come for some Proton goodies,
yeah,
though.
I've got some bits for you, haven't I?
You've got some bits for me. If I could get them, that would be mission accomplished.
Not a problem at all.
I love that. I love that.
Well, like this here, I haven't touched that bit yet because there's a couple of minor holes that I'm just going to ignore.
But just this. So what we're just saying is Mick saying it's going to stay like this. Have you put any rust treatment on it?
Nothing on it yet. No,
not
that's
like
just
cure
white
rust or
residue
something
from
like
cutting
that.
compound. I will do probably.
But because actually, it's taken the colour off. But as you say, it's a white residue. It looks brilliant. I absolutely love it.
It's like I say, it's just an honest little car. If you restored it, you'd lose all its history.
Absolutely.
And also, you'd be financially ruined because you're never going to get anywhere near back what it's worth.
Well, no, exactly.
But things like the little dent in the roof that fills with water, you get a big puddle in the roof. It's like a little bird bath. I came out the other morning, it was like a 12-inch puddle in the roof.
My only question is, what are you going to do with the wheels?
I am going to paint the wheels.
Yes.
You're
not going to lose
did play
anything
with
by
the
doing
idea
that.
of just new tyres, leave it as it was and run it. But I can't. I've got to clean it up.
You've got to have a
and I've
tinker.
got to have silver wheels. And
Fine.
they've never had wheel trims on this spec. This is one at the bottom of the range. Oddly, it's got the L sticker. It did have LS on the back. And
it did have LS.
It did have LS, and that's what we thought it was. When I applied for the logbook, it came back as an L.
So you've taken the S off?
I've took the S off.
So who's put an S badge on
Probably
it?
a dealer, because they were renowned for it.
Really?
If they couldn't sell them, they'd put stickers on them and make them into something that sounded nicer. Just random models that never came from the factory. They were just UK spec dealer spec, and different dealers did different names.
Insert the Proton Black Knight here. Right, so we've talked about 6D diesels, we've talked about mechanic, because 6D diesels, when you went to pick the Yugo up, gave you some wheel trims.
He did.
For me, which is why I'm here. But also, you've been to a scrapyard in Scunthorpe.
I did, yeah.
For me.
8 o'clock on a Friday morning, they just opened, and I was hunting Proton parts. So I'd seen there was one in there, and I went down there, got the carpet out for 6D diesels for their Proton Jumbuck, and I got you the wheel trims. Cleaned them up, and they're not in bad nick.
Where are they?
They're hidden in the Volvo in
Oh,
plain
they're hidden
sight.
in a Volvo.
You've already walked past them twice.
Oh, have I? Right, okay. So yes, I've gone from having no wheel trims for my Satrias and Wira projects to having 8?
8 in here, yeah.
2 full sets.
You got those ones that have got that Proton lettering on there.
Look at those.
Full set, and they're not broken edges either.
Excellent. And the Proton decal normally just fades and disappears.
Yeah, the other ones, I think there's a couple of them that are a little bit faded, but they're there.
Thank you very much.
And the other type that came off the Proton Jumbuck
Yes,
need a bit more of a freshen up.
that's okay. So
And I haven't washed them or anything, but they've got...
These came from 6D Diesels.
Yes.
Correct. So shout out to Alan, the team at 6D Diesels, for
And they've got the
gifting
Proton
these
crest on these ones.
to the John Coupland channel. I've never seen that either. The later Proton crest. So this is what I've seen on them.
Yeah.
On the earlier. So that came off Al's Jumbuck, and these
Yep.
came off another Jumbuck.
Yep.
Which is brilliant.
Because he was saying he was going to refit them, paint and refit them, but the Jumbo it's got 14-inch wheels on the front and 15s on the back.
Oh.
So he didn't understand why, but they wouldn't refit, so...
Where? So hang on a minute. How have those wheel trims been on the car?
They weren't, they were in the back of it.
Oh.
They came with it, but they weren't fitted with it,
So
fitted on
maybe
it.
they weren't on the Jumbuck. I don't know. Interesting. So these are called turbines. For people that are watching, you know that. Yeah, I've never seen them with the later Proton crest logo on them. You could have had them in the sink, Mick.
I did the other ones, inside and out.
Now these have come up lovely. No, wow, no, I've never seen them with this. The problem is this is sort of like a laser, I don't know, like a transfer print, isn't it? Really?
Something. Yeah, it's not. There's no sort of level to it. It's completely smooth. So there may be laser printed or something.
Do some research as to when they changed from this logo to these logos. But thank you very much.
I say they'll need a bit of a freshen up, those ones.
No, that's fine. That'll keep me busy. Well, there you go then. 8 dinner plates. I'm not going to be throwing them across the Lincolnshire flatlands, although we could have a blooming game of frisbee. Thanks, Mick, for that, for finding them for me, and I hope you've enjoyed the tour around Mechanic Garage's fleet. What's next? What's the next project?
I don't know. I need to finish what I've already got.
Trust me, I know that feeling.
I've just sold my Trabant because I was like, I'm never going to see it, never going to get done. It was in the garage on its side for about getting on for a year, and I never actually touched it.
This is what I love about social media and YouTube. Check out Mechanic Garage on YouTube. He's going to be linked in the description, and you can do this new collaboration thing now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be collaborating, and this is the first time I've done a collaboration. Thanks to Al and the team at 6D Diesels, and thanks to you for watching at home. Don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, but a full set of Proton Wheel Trims ×2 coming to the Proton Wira, and a top secret project soon. It's not a jumbuck, I'm afraid, so everyone that's getting excited, it's not a jumbuck. From Mick and me in deepest, darkest Lincolnshire, I'm going to get them in the van and head on back. In fact, I'm going to Lidl now. Till next time, have a great day. See you later. Goodbye. There are so many more Proton related videos on the channel, and I've actually selected a couple that I think you might like here on this page. Give them a click to watch them now. Don't forget to subscribe for more Proton fun and lots more videos coming soon.